champion of the world, Arturo Estrada. Let me tell you something, Estrada's a more experienced big factor also here.
Well, you know, Saucedo had some management problems, had a 4-year gap in his career. He's very experienced beyond his meager record of 13, 14 professional fights, and he punches much harder than his 3 knockouts indicate. I like him in the fight.
All right, terrific matchup, and we'll be back with our first bout after these words. And today's bout's brought to you by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, and by the Ramada Inns. Next time you're in Albuquerque, try the Ramada. All right, we're here from the pit. Near capacity crowd here today for the big title fight with Danny Romero and Harold Gray. But we're going to go up to our ring announcer now, Henry Tafoya, with our introductions. Take it away, Hammer and Henry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cedric Kushner Promotions welcomes you to the famous pit in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for a boxing spectacular, La Más Grande. Today's event is brought to you by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, featuring the IBF Junior Bantamweight Championship between champion Harold Gray and challenger Danny Romero. Ladies and gentlemen, our next event, out of the blue corner. But first, our referee is Mike Sanchez. Our judges, Jim Ash, William Gant, and Dan Cisneros. Out of the blue corner from Tampico, Mexico, record 21 wins, 17 losses and 1 draw, 10 knockouts. He stands 5'2", weighs in at 117.5 pounds. He is 25 years of age. He is wearing green and gold. He is Arturo Estrada. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the red corner, from San Luis Potosí, Mexico, he stands 5'5", weighs 115 pounds, 26 years of age. He is 11-2-1 with 3 knockouts. He is wearing black trunks. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome for Polo Saucedo. 10 rounds of boxing.
You guys all know the rules and regulations, right? We went over them in the locker room. Check it. Come out fighting. Good luck.
All right, in our matchup today, Saucedo, nice 3-inch height advantage and a 3-inch reach advantage. Also 3 years older. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Estrada came in 2.5 pounds heavier than Saucedo. And today we're fighting under New Mexico rules, the 10-point must system in effect, standing 8 count in effect, 3 knockdown rule in effect. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you can be saved by the bell in the last, not only in the last round.
I'll tell you, somebody slipped with the tape measure because these guys are the same height right off the bat, even with Polo jumping up in the air.
And a quick correction on age, Saucedo 29 years of age, Estrada 25. Scheduled 10-rounder, junior bantamweights. Saucedo, presently the holder of the NABF Junior Bantamweight Championship. Title he won on a technical win after 6 rounds against Jesse Miranda. That was back in May of this year. Stopping Miranda on cuts.
Polo Saucedo is a very solid fighter beyond his what his record indicates. He just ran Cecilio Espino out of the ring. They took him because of he was like 8-1 at the time. They used him as a 10-round opponent out in Vegas, and he just ran Espino out of the ring in a 10-round fight. Nearly stopped him, had him down. And, although they didn't give him Espino's #1 in the world ranking, it really was his debut into international exposure.
That was back in October of '95. That was a career-making fight, obviously, for Saucedo, who started his pro career back in September of '85 against Ray Medel, getting stopped in the 5th round. That was in his pro debut, getting thrown in with Ray Medel. Decided to take off a 1.5 years, didn't come back until March of '87. Got himself a new manager, got things back on track, stopping Palcio Sanchez in 1 round, and it's been pretty clear sailing since then. His only other loss coming to Jorge Barrera, 4-round decision, and that was back in August of '95. Estrada, 39 pro fights, and only 25 years of age. His pro career started back in May of '89. A little bit of punching power. He's got 10 knockouts. Saucedo got only 3 knockouts in his 11 wins. Estrada's been in with all the household names: Victor Robinales, Timmy Austin, Johnny Tapia, Paulie Ayala, Arthur Johnson. Somewhat of a trial horse. Came in with a 21-17 record, 1 draw, and again, only 10 knockouts. About 40 seconds to go in round number 1. We're scheduled for 10.
I saw Estrada with Victor Robinales, and I'm telling you, he was winning the fight. He won the first 3 rounds. He boxed, he moved around nicely, and and got caught with a big shot by Robinales, who's is a real big puncher, a 2-time world champion. And both guys like to counter, and I think that he's given Polo some problems with that style early on. They're kind of waiting on each other a little bit.
That's Polo. He's in the solid black shorts. Estrada in the shorts with the fringe. Back in the corner with Arturo Estrada, veteran of 39 pro fights. Somewhat of a suspect chin, been stopped 10 times in his pro career. Again, Saucedo, no, not the heavier of punches around in any division. Only 3 knockouts in his 11 wins.
But Estrada, giving credit to him, he's been stopped by the who's who of the bantamweight division.
White Pratchett in the corner with Polo Saucedo, giving him the instructions. Round number 2, and neither fighter comes running out here. Bob, Saucedo's not what you'd call a quick starter. If you take a look at his record, besides the fact that most of his fights go to distance, he's not in there. Doesn't start what I'd call very quick. And now there's some sort of a problem here.
Heads came together there. It's unintentional. But I mean, Polo's got to put pressure on this guy. I know that's what Dwight told him in between. He said, don't stand outside and box this guy. He's a good boxer, moves around nicely, and you got to pressure him. You got to take the fight to him. And I think that's what Saucedo will begin to do in this round, or at least attempt to do.
Well, and a good benchmark also, as we mentioned in between rounds, Estrada's been stopped 10 times, but by some household names, the likes of Tapia, Johnson, Austin. And it'll be interesting to see if any punching power has been developed by Saucedo. If he could take Estrada out, it would show that he's in the class of these other fighters.
And Polo Saucedo, as you alluded to, is a slow starter. He just gets cranking. That's why he was very unaffected as a 4- and 6-round fighter, or not effective, but he didn't get a lot of guys out of there because he takes a couple of rounds to get started. He's in tremendous condition, and he will wear guys down and come on later in fights, and that's what he's got to look to do here. But you don't want to start off down 2-3 rounds in any kind of a fight.
Estrada himself has a little bit of punching power, 10 knockouts in his 21 wins. Most recent knockout, he stopped Enrique Gonzalez down in Mexico. That was back in August of '95. Saucedo hasn't stopped anybody since back in 1987, July of '87. Had a big layoff between July of '87 and September of '94. 7 years off. Bob, that means he took a 1.5 years off when he first started pro, and then another 7-year gap.
You see him starting to try to get in with those body shots on Estrada. No, he did. He had a management problem. He felt like his manager was putting him in very tough with a world titleist challenger in his first professional fight, and then stepped it up from there. So he laid off to try to get out from under that.
Long layoff, though. 7 years must have been a hell of a contract. There's under a minute to go in round number 2. We're scheduled for 10. We're at the Pit in Albuquerque.
Maybe we could get a copy of that.
Nice uppercut in there by Estrada. A lot of pity-patty going on in there, but Estrada landing. Nevertheless, Polo asking him to come on back in. More good work. 3 unanswered lefts.
Both fighters a little bit more active in this round. Heads came together again there.
Oh, and a big overhand right by Saucedo. Rocks Estrada.
Polo gets in the inside and tries to work him over a little bit at the end of this round.
You gotta give me angle, okay? Man, shoot it up, man. You gotta give me angle, okay?
In the corner with Polo Saucedo. Dwight Pratchett, his trainer.
Right off the start, okay?
All right, action from round number 2, and here's that big overhand right. Saucedo finally getting warmed up, and we take a look at it from another angle. There's that good right that Estrada landed earlier in the round. It was maybe a wake-up call for Saucedo.
Both fighters opening up a lot more there in the second round.
Round number 3, scheduled for 10. Referee Mike Sanchez telling them to get their gear out of there. A little slow getting out of the corner of Estrada. No knockdowns thus far in the fight, but a good overhand right landing at the end of round number 2 for Polo Saucedo. Best punch of the fight thus far.
I just brought that round even with that finish by Saucedo because I thought Estrada had some good moments in the middle part of the round.
Estrada certainly the busier of the two earlier on, but finally got woken up a little bit with Saucedo and came on strong there near the end. Good overhand right. Another good right lands in there, drops in by Saucedo. Really starting to warm up now. Estrada comes back with a combination of his own.
This is a good even match. You know, Estrada's fought a lot of middleweights. I mean, excuse me, bantamweights, and Saucedo really is a little guy. He's a super fly at best. So although he has tested those waters too, because you know sometimes it's hard getting fights when you're a little guy. You got to move up a few pounds, and a few pounds can be an eternity when you're a 112, 115 pounder.
We watched in between rounds as Polo Saucedo listened intently from his trainer Dwight Pratchett, making up for lost time after a 7-year layoff between 87 and 94 and doing a good job of it. Won the NABF title back in May against Jesse Miranda, stopping Miranda on cuts after 6 rounds. Had a good 10-round win over Javier Diaz this past June, ballooning up to 120 pounds though in that
Well,
fight.
that was because Diaz was heavy, and you know they had to bring Polo up to you know bring the weights close at all. He can't wait on this Estrada though. Estrada likes to get busy, and you know, he's not just going to bear in on Polo. He's a counter puncher. He boxes and moves, and Polo's got to put pressure on him.
Uppercut lands again for Estrada, been his most effective punch of the fight thus far. A little under a minute to go in round number 3, Bob. Would you say at this point that Saucedo is fighting Estrada's fight a little bit here?
Well, not here because he's pressuring him and moving his hands on the inside, but when he follows him around the ring and lets him box, I think he definitely is. There's another right hand by Saucedo. When he works underneath like that and uses it, he's a very strong guy at 115 pounds, but you know, I think he's fighting a bantamweight here today, and he needs to just bear down on this guy and not let Estrada pick his spots to fight because he's a good little boxer. There he changes his angle and digs a good little shot to the liver.
Under 20 seconds to go in the 3rd round. We're scheduled for 10. Coming up, World Championship fight, Harold Gray and Danny Romero. Nice left drops in for Saucedo at the end of round number 3. Coming on strong. The end of round 3, Mike Sanchez, referee, jumps in, does a good job separating the fighters. Saucedo saw that he had Estrada hurt there at the end of the round.
He just needs to keep that up. Polo Saucedo needs to get started earlier and keep that kind of pressure up throughout the round here. If he
Take a look here at action. Round number 3, Estrada's egging on Saucedo. And we see what happens. Nice exchange. Saucedo getting the better of it, working the body, coming upstairs. Had Estrada hurt. Good overhand right, lands at the end of round number 3. So we begin round number 4 of a scheduled 10 rounder. These are junior bantamweights. Polo Saucedo, the NABF champion. This is a non-title fight. He's in the solid black shorts. Arturo Estrada, he's in the black with the fringe. No knockdowns thus far in the fight. Saucedo coming on very strong at the end of round number 3.
But he lets Estrada get started right again in this round. These rounds are very close because Estrada starts strong early. He's getting busier than Polo. He's moving his hands. And then at the end of the round, and there, Estrada kind of walked into a nice right hand by Saucedo.
And if you're Estrada, you've got to be in a situation where you hope the judge remembers the first 2 minutes of the round, because Saucedo's been fighting the last 60 seconds. Estrada's been a lot stronger in the first 2 minutes.
That's right. And, you know, 2 beats 1 generally, but it's the impression you leave when you finish strong, especially hammering a guy on the ropes like Saucedo's ended the last 2 rounds with.
Sugar Ray Leonard was a prince at pulling that move.
He had that built-in clock.
Ask Marvin Hatton. A little more than a minute gone by here in the 4th round. Saucedo, a very deceptive 29 years of age. They're counting it here, and Estrada complaining, saying it was the headbutt that put him down.
I didn't see it. It looked like an uppercut to me. Hit him right in the eye.
Still a minute and a half to go in round number 4. Saucedo not the heaviest of punchers, though, looking to add to his 3 KOs.
This would be hugely impressive for Polo Saucedo if he could get this guy out of here early.
Estrada's been stopped 10 times in his career. As we mentioned, good benchmark for Saucedo. He's been stopped by some big-name fighters. Johnny Tapia, Arthur Johnson, Tim Austin. Most recently, Victor Robinales. Good right drops in there by Saucedo.
He's really getting to work now, and I think he's gotten Estrada's attention a little bit. He's really strong on the inside, Polo Saucedo. I've seen a lot of him in the last year and a half.
Showing some good poise, digging that left hook to the body, hoping to bring down the hands of Estrada. Left Estrada off the hook, though, there, Bob. You had him on the ropes.
And, you know, they say with fighters, you know, when you get him real drunk, then you take him out. But I don't think Estrada was ready to go. He was complaining. He wanted the referee to say something about a headbutt or whatever. But when it didn't happen, he got up and he was ready to fight.
Good body work by Polo Saucedo. About 20 seconds to go in the 4th round.
Neither fighter from this altitude, and I know Polo Saucedo's a very well-conditioned fighter, but you know, this mile-high altitude here will have an effect on both guys before this fight's over.
And Estrada turning southpaw for a second here as we end round number 4. And again, good body work by Saucedo on the ropes. And once more, referee Mike Sanchez has to jump in and stop Saucedo from punching at the close of the round. Good work on his part.
Yeah, he bears down on him, doesn't he, Art?
It's a good thing. I mean, Saucedo, just keep punching until you jump in there. We're going to take a look here at action from round number 4, see if we can pick up that knockdown, whether it was a headbutt. Good body shot. Now it looked like a nice clean uppercut. Right uppercut drops in. And we take a look here at action. Nice body work at the end of the round by Saucedo as he trapped Estrada on the ropes, moved him to the other side. And he's going to continue working right there at the end. And you see Mike Sanchez has to jump in and separate the fighters. Round number 5, we're scheduled for 10. Junior bantamweights. Present reigning NABF junior bantamweight champion Polo Saucedo. He's in the solid black shorts. Arturo Estrada, he's in the black with the fringe. First knockdown of the fight. Estrada got dropped by a right uppercut, complained that it was a headbutt. Our replay showed clearly between rounds that it was a nice right uppercut on the part of Saucedo. Saucedo finished the round with some really nice body work there, Bob, trying to get those hands of Estrada down a little bit further.
Yeah, every time Estrada. But again, you know, here we have Estrada, you know, getting started. landing some shots, but Polo Saucedo, he's out there having fun, jumps up in the air a little bit. Even though he's a littler guy, you can see him manhandling Estrada. He's strong.
Saucedo only been stopped one time in his career. That was his pro debut back in September of '85 by Ray Medell. It's a right on the inside. Estrada one more time has been stopped tenfold. Be a nice notch on the gun of Saucedo. Be able to say he stopped Estrada as well. Estrada 21-17. Does have 10 knockouts though in his career. Saucedo 11-2-1, 3 KOs. We're about halfway gone in round number 5. I'm Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal along with Bob Spagnola coming to you from the pit in Albuquerque, New Mexico on the Cedric Kushner Sports Network.
Nice work on the inside by Polo Saucedo, who's bleeding from the mouth a little bit. There certainly hasn't been one-way traffic in this bout. And you see him digging, working the corners like a pitcher, Arnie. He's in there working those kidneys over of Estrada, working both sides, and there's a little nick on the corner of Estrada. Like two, both fighters bleeding.
Saucedo very susceptible on the inside to that right uppercut of Estrada.
A nice 4-punch combination landed by Estrada.
Estrada lands a right hand lead followed by a left. About 45 seconds to go now in round number 5, and they're trading pretty good in there.
This is the kind of action these little guys bring that you don't see in the higher weight classes. Ebb and flow like this. Nice left hook by Polo Saucedo right on the button.
Estrada came right back with the right hand lead of his own.
Good combination by Estrada there, wakes up Saucedo.
Right eye bleeding now. Doesn't look like anything threatening though on the part of Estrada. Saucedo bleeding from the mouth. Nice left hook drops in again from Saucedo. Good round for both fighters. 2 uppercuts land in close by Estrada. Been his best punch thus far of the fight. And Bob, I'll take a look at the face of Saucedo as we went back to the corner, and he looked at Pratchett as like, why am I getting hit with these shots? Where are these coming from? As we take a look here in the corner of Estrada.
I think it was an important round for Estrada to come out and say, hey, look, you know, I was down, but this thing is not over by any means. That was a very close round where you look for Saucedo to come out after the big 10-8 round and rub shot out of him, as we see him here getting off with a nice right hand and then a right uppercut. But Estrada definitely had his own moments in this round.
And the uppercut being the best punch in the fight for Estrada, being able to land that punch pretty much at will from the inside.
Estrada stays on that stool every second.
I'm watching that, and he was doing that coming out for the second round.
He was telling Polo, hey, they don't have my mouthpiece, but the Polo was telling him that sounds like a personal problem.
This is the last warning to give their seconds. They got to be ready and they got to be off, or they're going to disqualify their boxer.
The corner's flowing, getting down the steps too. And Mike Sanchez giving a warning, saying you either get your guy ready and get out of that corner, or we're going to disqualify you or certainly take a point away. We're in the 6th round here. This is scheduled for 10. 1 knockdown thus far in the fight. Saucedo dropped Estrada with a right uppercut. Wasn't able to capitalize it. And good right hand lead again. Right hand been the best hand so far this fight for Estrada. Been landing uppercuts and right hand leads. Goes to the body well there.
I mean, he's going to town. The first 50 seconds of this round, he's all over Saucedo. Polo hasn't landed a punch yet. Dwight Pratchett imploring him, don't let this guy back in the fight.
Speaking of back in the fight, Bob, how do you got it scored so far through 5?
I've got the knockdown round being the difference in the bout. I've got 2 even rounds here, the second and the last one, which I thought, you know, to come back from a 10-8 round for Estrada to come even, I thought was very significant on his part, but I didn't think he did enough to win.
And I've got it 50-46 for Saucedo, but again, I had the first round even and the last round even, the 5th. 4th round 10-8, and second and third for Saucedo. Right above us right now, trading body shots. Try to come upstairs, though, near the end of it.
Use your combination.
but definitely the first half of this round has been Estrada's. I mean, Polo's got to turn it on now and wear this guy down and get back just to get even. Referee taking charge of the fight.
Dwight Pratchett yelling for Saucedo to get back on top. It seems that Estrada throws better punches in bunches than Saucedo. Saucedo's a 1-2 punch combination. Estrada will get in there, throw 3 or 4 unanswered blows. There we go, 3 right there.
And he changes the speed of his punches, even though several of them have nothing on it. The 3rd or 4th punch of the combination might be a lot heavier than the early ones. And he surprised Polo with a lot of his activity.
Polo certainly letting him back in the fight. So about 45 seconds to go in round number 6. It's scheduled for 10. Neither guy known for their knockout power. Saucedo 3 KOs, Estrada 10 in his 39 pro fights. Estrada's been in with the bigger names, but he's lost to them all. Saucedo, the reigning NABF champion, beating Jesse Miranda back in May of '96. 1 fight since then against Javier Diaz this past June. Good round though for Estrada, and he's down in the 4th.
Estrada's having
good
the best
uppercut
round.
by Estrada.
He's just cleaning up on Polo in this round.
Coming to you today from the pit, University of Albuquerque in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Near sellout crowd here today for their hometown boy, Danny Romero, who's going to be taking on Harold Gray for the IBF World Championship in the junior bantamweight division, looking to win a 2nd world title. Right now, though, Dwight Pratchett's got his hands full. He's trying to get Polo Saucedo not to let Arturo Estrada back in the fight. Keep wanting to say Eric Estrada from Chips.
I think he is back in the fight at this juncture. I mean, he's just got to take back over.
The head moving, okay? We gotta move the head, okay?
We take a look at action here from round number 6. A very good one for Estrada. Lands a big left hook there, but the punch that he's really dropping in there, Bob, has been that right uppercut. We start round number 7 of a scheduled 10 round. The referee Mike Sanchez having the doctor take a look at the little nick on the eye of Arturo Estrada. And Bob, we started to talk between rounds about Estrada being able to land those rights almost at will, it seems, sometimes on Polo Saucedo.
Right, well, we'll see, if Saucedo can be successful in getting back in control of this fight with that good inside work. There he's complaining about something. You can see, 20 seconds, 30 seconds into this round, that eye is beating gladly. And there Saucedo starts raining the right hand. Seems like Pratchett has woken him up there, Arnie.
Chasing him along the ropes. Estrada needs to get off there. Not been the best spot for him to be in the fight. Oh! Just as Estrada lands a left hook. Counter left, and he's trying to say it's a low blow. We couldn't tell. He was right above us from the angle. He's counted out by referee Mike Sanchez. Arturo Estrada crawling around on the ring apron, trying to say it was from a low blow. We'll try to get a replay and see exactly what took place here in the 7th round.
Well, he was working him over good to the body, but I didn't see anything low or anything as hard that it would have that kind of an effect on him.
Arturo Estrada rolling on the canvas at the moment. We're going to take a look at action here from round number 7, see if we can pick up whether it was a low blow. It looked like a good left shot to the kidney to me.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't look low. We'll see if we can get another angle, but a good left hook right in the ribs, Bob.
Yes.
Arturo Estrada rolling on the canvas. He's up now in his corner. Got counted out. We're going to go up to our ring announcer, Henry Tafoya.
Gallant athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, the referee stops the bout at 1 minute even of round 7. the winner by knockout. Out of the red corner, Polo Saucedo.
There you have it, Polo Saucedo, winner by knockout. He improves to 12-2, one draw. That's his fourth knockout. Arturo Estrada dropping down to 21-18. That's the 11th time he's been stopped in his career. Complaining that it was a low blow, our replay clearly shows a left hook to the body. Nice counter left on the part of Saucedo, who had just eaten a left hook by Estrada. Estrada was coming on strong in the fight, had taken the 6th round unofficially on our scorecards. Nevertheless, it wasn't enough. And our Bob Spagnola is with Polo Saucedo, and we'll get his impression of the fight. Take it away, Spag.
I'm here with Polo Saucedo and his trainer, Dwight Pratchett. How you feel, Polo?
I think it was a pretty tough fight. He just surprised me. I was just real tired. I couldn't get off, and it was just a matter of time I started loosening up, you know.
You were starting and stopping. You had your moments early, and then you'd let him get back in the fight. That's what Dwight was telling you. Stop letting him get back in the fight, and eventually the pressure wore him down.
Yeah, I knew I had him kind of, but I don't know what happened. I couldn't really explain it to you, but I know I was going to come out strong at the end of the fight, so it was just a matter of time.
The replay showed that it was a borderline shot. It was nothing vicious or low. But anyway, congratulations, fellas, on to bigger and better things. Would you like to come back here and this next fight?
I'm going to leave that to my manager. I'm just going to try to work in the gym and try to throw a lot more jabs so we can get back in a different rhythm, and hopefully the next time we look a lot better. You know?
Okay, congratulations. Back to you, Arnie.
All right, thanks, Bob. And a very happy Polo Saucedo, the NABF champion. This was, of course, a non-title fight.